Iblagab sorry sa sit arjanti emishes da di dierser shadodza noba shishila ya tosra kheresh mirda di a zri a no zagablaganaga adigad course ras. Welcome everyone. This is John T. Amisha. Today is January 26th, and this is our Welcome to Circassian, Intro to Circassian class. And we're still getting warmed up. There's still some people coming in. So we'll just kind of do a little bit of conversation here. Noor.
Assalamu alaikum, Janti.
Wa alaikum salam. Sit khabar widesh.
Khabar dawash. Si khabar dawash.
We japam dawam zarokhor.
Si japam are dawash. Are dawash. Sorry tamam, alhamdulillah.
Bucha hamra yijri wukora.
Hawa online.
Online wukwa.
Tamako kakwa sakwanu.
Tamako kakro wukono, so you just do online
Nta.
Msta zaman kwad qana jawa wi'a. Universitetum shukhum shhat zaman qana jawa wi'a kwad.
How?
Mi thlasim bukhino.
Sit khusku Injilicha.
Will you finish university this year?
Yisheskakwas.
Yithlaskakura yijri qana jawa wi'as.
Anta.
Sit kwada shanaga wazajr.
Biomedical engineering.
Biomedical engineering. So you're going to create like human hybrid. I don't know. I just hear bioengineering and I'm like,
that's more. That is in biomedical engineering, but like more of that's like a different subtract of it. That's tissue engineering. I'm going into bioinstrumentation, which is like medical device and imaging.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Hola.
Sit
Washejra.
I know we talked about it last time, healthcare management.
Okay, let's start a little bit easier. So, what universitetum wukora? What universitetum wukwa?
Which university?
Sit kwada universitetum wukora?
Which university? York University.
Sa York universitetum sokwa. Sa. Sa. York.
Sa York.
Universitetum. Sokwa.
Sa York Universitetum Sokwa.
Sita bewushejra. What are you studying there?
Healthcare management.
Management. Let me think about this.
Management.
Management soja.
Management Sokwa. Soja.
Okay. We'll get into in today's class, we're going to get into a different prefix, sho, which shows location or time. Okay? You're learning. George.
Janti. Sorry for the screen. Yeah, Janti.
What was in Shara management wajera?
How wajera study? Sali linguistic soja.
Linguisticum woja.
Linguisticum soja.
Sit kwa the universitetum.
Jetzt Université de Montréal. University of Montreal.
Universitetum Montreal. How much? What was in Shara wi'a?
Sa was in Shara CH.
Alhamdulillah. Albert.
Yeah, Janti.
Ola yajakwas. George di yajakwas. What are yajakwa?
Nope.
But Sandra Bucha with Universitetum?
Oh, yeah.
Да наушеджа. Сетхода университет мушеджа.
Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Yinjelibzita yeragu abkodos jisofanosa. I can barely say that in English. Say it again. What university?
Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Embry-Riddle Aeronautical Universiteit Mushejas.
Yeah.
Wigriha.
Yeah.
Wigrihas.
Figueroas, yeah.
Egypt's to walazra hamra pensium okwa.
Pensium. Suppas.
Pensium okwas. Pensium okwas. Hala much. Belizim usha'a.
Fish ass, yeah.
Belizim dej khwaba hamra sha'a Egypt's to.
Oh, Sha'am, Huabas.
Khwaba. Sit arsitim deji khwaba. Sharaka.
Mm-hmm.
Bas maza yipacha sa Cancunum sa sha'ash sa.
Vision, man.
Zizek an so Tori Caribbean Bradach.
Yeah.
Whoopso. Khat yajiri. Who's my next victim? I mean, to whom will I have a conversation next? Let's see. Mr. Berzaj.
Oh shit.
Arzina, what that was shit.
So.
You know, I thought about how we would say commercial real estate. So we could say Harachat Wundacher. Harachat Wundachem. Let me think about this. Harachat Wundachem ya oh. Harachat Wundachem ya oh. Harachat is commerce or business. So you could say commercial. Building and house is the same. Wunda. Harachat Wundachem ya oh. The business of commercial real estate. That's the best I can come up with. Yeah. Well, no, but Lazara.
No, but Solaja, Egypt's Solaja.
Egypt's to Lazara.
Hunch.
Hunch. Bakam Aksha Karet, our
Yashakam.
Yeah, Muslim Nakhaf Sarata.
Tanta.
Zrijitakam Abetihuawa.
Sa Aksha Bashama. That was just how would I say if I make them money?
Oh, that's a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
Abikham's hacha aksha sukulajama.
Yarapakam. Arnach Yarapar.
Abikham's sukulajama. Yeah, that's the best I can think of. Abikham's hacha aksha sukulajama. See, that's where you get into these, that's where the Gebza gets a little tough. Like if I do something for them, then something else happens. Yeah. Yeah. We get harab khadu un industry.
انت سيقولوا في الدوز الزغاش جي that was just and position her how would I say, like, bigger positions or opportunities are ahead of me as well.
Malajigum teohuawa ze wuja finish. Malajigum teohuawa about this job. Malajigum teohuawa ze wuja finish. You can advance. Zewujin means to advance or progress. Zewujin finish, you can advance. Yeah. Come on, guys. I'm really good at Donde está la biblioteca, but you're pushing me here to my limits.
I am. It's I think with industry and work and stuff, it's pretty advanced as well. It's not.
You're making me look bad in front of. No, I'm just kidding. No. You know what though? This is actually really important. It's funny. I have friends in Homeland, and they tell me that even though, I mean, obviously, I still have a lot to learn, and I want to learn more. But even though I still am learning, I feel very comfortable speaking about modern, technical or financial or whatever topics. Like my wife, the moment something goes to modern, like anything about the farms, boom, Circassian all day till Sunday. The moment it goes into anything technical or professional, a light switch goes off and she just turns into Russian. I'll bet your parents are the same. Most people from Homeland, the moment they're dealing with something professional related, healthcare related, technological related, they just switch languages because we can say all those things, but native speakers often feel like, oh no, Adigabza is for agricultural stuff and modern stuff is for modern languages. So it's important that we practice how to say that kind of stuff. Satanai.
Dao Shanti.
Sakharzanish. Jacksonville. Dao Zarshiternova.
Ayadad.
Ayadid. Ayadid. Apko des woman grihara.
How do I say?
Sits grihara. Okay.
It's okay.
Why don't you like it? Or what is it you don't like? Sits grihara.
Arquaj, Jacksonville Qala, but it feels like a quaja.
Ah, you could say Jacksonville.
Mhm.
Ala Zreja. It's called a city. Jacksonville. Ala Zreja. Our Quajim Quadash.
Quajam Quadash.
Quadash. So they call it. So this literally Jacksonville. Alam Zreja. They call Jacksonville a city. Awa Quajim Quadash. But it's like a village. So this is the best way we would say. They call it, it's not a city, it's more of a village, right? So
Ayadad.
Mr. Tabe why are you there?
Sish Hawusa Yela
Malaja?
yeah.
Wish Hawasar Malaja.
Sish Hawusa Malaja.
Hawasar. Wish Hawasam Yitzarsit?
Tambish.
Tambi Lejagar Sitquada.
He's a physician.
Doctors.
Mhm.
Tambi doctors.
Mhm.
Qaja Abquado.
Oh, doctors.
Tambi doctors. Sitquada doctor.
Kidney transplant.
Kidney. Oh, kidney. I know liver. I know lungs. I don't know kidneys. So we'll have to pass on that one. We've reached the limit of my technical knowledge today. Quadra bifishipsawa. Quadra, have you lived there a long time? Quadra abifishipsawa.
Sure.
Yichlasish.
Yichlasish.
Yichlasish chwawa.
Yichlasish chwawa.
Mabe.
Mabe.
The shipsawash.
Yichlasish chwawa. Mabe.
The shipsawash.
The shipsawash.
Are you familiar with those words, or are they all new to you?
Most of them new, yeah.
Okay. Yechas is year. Yechas. Yechasish, 3 years. When we add chwawa onto any time, it means for that duration of time. So if I said mahwa psom chwawa all day long, mahwa day, psom entire, mahwa psom chwawa the whole day long. Zathamachwa chwawa for an entire week. Yechasish chwawa for 3 years. Yechasish chwawa mabe here, mabe de, we did it, de shipsowen is to live, shipsowash, we lived here for 3 years, or we have been living here for 3 years, rather. Okay. Did it go over your head, or was it helpful?
I'm going to have to look at the recording of this again.
Okay. So, Yechasish chwawa mebe de shipsowash.
Yechasish chwawa mabe yisuklorash.
This shipsowash.
The shipsowash.
We'll cover it more. We'll get shipsowen is one of the verbs that we'll get into. Psawen is to live. Shipsowen is to live at a certain place.
Okay.
Zanshawa.
Usapshi Janti.
Fakosapshi. What noba Los Angeles was sha'a?
Hawa. So Los Angeles, I guess I would say Shi'aka, right?
Okay. Dana was sha'a noba.
San Francisco سشاش.
وسان فرانسيسكو والشقش. ويانا ميتسرست.
سي أنا ميتسار كريستينا.
كريستينا ينجلب ستش بساثرة.
انت سي أنا ينجلب زتشا سبساخة.
ويانر ينجلب ستش مبسلف.
Oh, my bad. I don't know what I said. Yes, mapsichlaf.
Ohkum, not a problem. Jum'a qaswagh. Don't say I'm sorry. Jum'a pwadu. Wa zazamiza adigab zitchwa psathra.
انت سأدقب زتشا زمزة سبساخة.
Wa psathre.
زمزة سبساخلريش.
Zazamiza wa psathresh. Sari subsathresh. Sari subsathresh. Rakan.
ست.
Wa psathre. Hawa. Psathre.
بساثريقم.
Psathreqam. Wa yijibsto aman washa'a.
حوا يجيب ستو تورونتو سي شاش.
يجبتو تورونتو والشقش. تورونتو نوبة خوابة حمرا الشقة.
تورونتو نوبة شقدد.
شقدد. ويديشتا يجبتو غما أخوة حمرا صما أخوة.
I didn't get that.
No, ويديشتا by you. يجبتو right now. صما أخوة winter. حمرا غما أخوة summer.
يجيب ستو I forgot. Can you say it again?
يجبتو سيديشتا صما أخوش.
سيديتش شماخوش.
It's winter. ويادم يتسرست.
سيادم يتسر صلاح الدينش.
يا صلاح الدينش. صلاح الدين رادي قابزج بسلفرة.
صلاح الدين أدي قابزج بسالشرف.
بسلفرة. تمامو حمرتك.
in between.
خنش. وكوادرا حمرتك وبسالفرة أدي قابزجها.
Quadra, what's quadra?
Quadra, often.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one. How can I say like, never mind.
Zazamiza?
Yeah.
Zazamiza, sometimes. Wuhwe sitim deji adigabzich away psalano?
سيخويش adigabzich psalraf.
Saltafano.
Psalraf.
Khunsh. Margarita.
Janti.
What kitayibzicha wupsalafara?
Hawa kitayibzicha swapsasla
Wupsalarkum. We janner kitayibzicha teach. We janam adigabza kitayibzicha teach.
Nta si janam kitayibzicha what was it?
Teach.
Teach.
You have Chinese on your teach on your shirt.
That's right.
On your shirt. Shoji dawashit noba.
Shogi harzinish.
Kharzinas. Shogi was in shaga ya.
Was in shaga. Nta. Shogi was in sha ash.
Was in shaga yash.
Yash.
What do you was in sha?
Nta. Sari sa was in sha si ash.
So we can say was in shaga si ash. I have health. We can also say sasa was in shash. I am healthy.
Okay.
Wazinsha is healthy. Wazinshaga is noun. It's health. So we say both in Circassian. Wo wazinsha. Are you healthy? Wazinshaga wi'a. Do you have health? Equal. Equal. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
So everybody's brains feel stretched. We all like, okay, we all ready to, do those like singing exercises and stuff. Cool. All right. Let's share this little screen of mine. All right. So let's go here. All right. Everybody open up your speakers, open up your microphones, come off mute. Everybody's on. Okay. Class.
Sit.
Шалер Египстума псаша. Ooh.
Oh.
Шалер Египстума псаша. Са Египсту субсаша.
Yep.
Да.
Oh, Sasha.
Са субсаша. Шоги Египсту псаша.
Египсту. Патефон.
Пауа псаша ки Египсту. Са Египсту харпибзача субсаша.
Ала.
How harpibzcha subsatharkum. Sa Египсту yinjilibzcha subsathara.
Hawa.
Ала.
Sitquata bzamcha subsathara.
And
Yeah,
Гепсечама.
Hadigabzcha subsathara. Taras. Ola.
Сет.
Wa zazamiza harpibzcha wabsathara.
انتهى سا زمزة حرببسجة سبستف.
George.
Sit, Janti.
Wa quadra klinganibzcha wabsathara.
Hawa. Sa klingen such a subsashirkum.
Zay wabsatharkum.
Zay subsashirkum.
Sari zay subsatharkum. Klingon nibzcha. Klingon nibzcha. Yeah. Inal.
Janti.
What zazamiza ispanibzcha wabsathara?
Hawa sa ispanibzcha sharkum.
Sharkum. Albert. Inal. Albert ispanibzcha wabsathara.
Sharkum. Albert. Wo ispanibzcha wabsatha.
Oh.
Zay wabsatharkum?
I don't even know what language he said.
Ispanibzcha Spanish.
How? Zay.
Zay wabsatharkum. Albert.
Yeah, John.
What zazamiza harpibzcha wabsathara?
Just a few words.
Tauk.
Yeah, the dirty words.
Tauk. Psatha echer.
Yeah.
Psatha e. E means bad. Psatha e. Psatha echer. So psatha. Okay, Khons. Noor.
Janti.
Albert zazamiza harpibzcha psatha echer. Psathara.
Albert harpibzcha psachir a psachir.
Zazamiza mapsatha.
Zizimizm psachir.
Anta. Wa quadra psatha echer wabsathara.
Hawa sa tauk psachir a.
Tauk. Ya Allah sa zay psatha echer subsathara.
Come on.
Sasa melikaish.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. Siyana rapodokajera. Zanshawa.
Sit, Janti.
Was sitimdeji warisibzcha wabsathara.
Say that again.
Wa sitimdeji warisibzcha wabsathara.
Hawa. Say what is it subsachla?
Was zay warisibzcha wabsatharkum. Paj. Wa quadra yinjilibzcha wabsathara.
Da sa yinjilibzcha Well, I guess, well,
Quadra.
so system deji
Secundeji.
yinjilibzicha subsacha.
Okay, خنش. Satanai.
انت
Was as a miza harapibzicha wapsathra.
حواس quadru حرببزة subsala.
Quadra wapsathra. We sabicher harapibzicha psathra.
حوا سي سابيخر تاك حرببزة مبسالة.
Quadra yinjilibzicha psathra.
سي سابيخر انت where was all the time again?
Sitim deji.
ستم ديجي يبسالة.
Adi yinjilibzicha.
ينجلبزة.
Gura understood. Gura Berzaj.
Janti.
Was it quad abzamcha wapsathra?
Sanjilibzicha subsatla. Chi harpubzicha subsatla. Adiabzicha subsatla. Chi tok ispanibzicha subsatla.
What quadra ispanibzicha wapsathra?
How subsatla fishkum.
Oh, advanced usage. I like this. He's not able to speak it anymore. This is so people think Circassian's complicated. It's not. Listen to what I'd have to say in English. I am not able to speak it anymore. That's like 9 words. That's 9 words. 1 word. I'm not able to speak it anymore. That's what he said. So, Rakan.
Sit.
What? Zazamiza kitayibza chawapsatra.
حوا زي كتيب زج سبساترقم.
What quadra harpibza chawapsatra?
انطه سقدرة حرب زج سبساتر.
Margarita. Wari quadra harpibza chawapsatra?
How حرببزة subsala.
Sit quad abzamcha wapsatra.
Persabza subsala.
Bijiri.
يا يجري ورسبزة subsala. منجلبزة subsala. هذه غبزة.
Digabza wapsatra.
هذه غبزة أو subsala.
Quads. We're polyglots. So we all feel comfortable with this, right? We're getting comfortable with this. Sopsasha. Okay. So now we're going to keep going like we did at the end of last class. Okay. So class. Shaler tok mopsasha. Wow. Tok mopsasha. Shaler ze klingo nibzach psasrakam. Awa tok mopsasha. Tok mopsasha. Sasitum deji sopsasha. Alaham yeshikurcha. Thank God. Alaham yeshikurcha. Sa adigabzacha tamamu sopsasha. Tamamu sopsasha. Adigabzacha. Sa zazamiza psinchu sopsasha. Sa zazamiza psinchu sopsasha. Sa zazamiza psinchu sopsasha adigabzacha. Sa huamu sopsasha. Sa huamu sopsasha. Sa huamu sopsasha. Sa, I'm going to spell this out for you. Sasa shipsasha. Sasa shipsasha. Сэ сыщыпсалъэкӏэ when I speak. This is a little advanced. You can use this if you want. You don't have to use it. It's just a nice thing to say. Сэ сыщыпсалъэкӏэ сэ хуэму сопсалъэ. When I speak slowly. Сэ хуэму сопсалъэ. Инал.
Сыт егъэжьакъуэ?
Сыт егъэджакӏуэ? Уэпсэу. Уи адэр щыпсалъэкӏэ псынщӏэу хьэмэрэ хуэму псалъэрэ?
Зэзэмызэ псынщӏэу, зэзэмызэ хуэму.
Зэзэмызэ псынщӏэу, зэзэмызэ хуэму. Уи адэр хьэрпыбзэкӏэ псэлъэфырэ?
Хьэуэ, си адэр хъарпыбзэкӏэ псэлъэфыркъым.
Сыт хуэдэ бзэхэра псэлъэфырэ уи адэр?
Си адэр адыгэбзэкӏэ ичи урысыбзэкӏэ псэлъэф.
Инджылыбзэкӏэщэ?
Тӏокӏу.
Тӏокӏу. Тэмэму псалъэрэ инджылыбзэкӏэ? Тӏокӏу. Хъунщ. Оля, уэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ ущыпсалъэкӏэ, уэ тэмэму уопсалъэрэ?
Сэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ сэ тэмэму сопсалъэ.
Тэмэму уопсалъэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ. Хьэрпыбзэкӏэ ущыпсалъэкӏэ, псынщӏэу хьэмэрэ хуэму уопсалъэрэ?
Псынщӏэу сопсалъэ.
Уэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ тӏокӏу хьэмэрэ куэд уопсалъэрэ?
Куэд сопсалъэ.
Куэд уопсалъэ. Хъунщ тӏэ. Джордж,
Джанти?
уэ китаибзэкӏэ ущыпсалъэкӏэ, уэ тэмэму уопсалъэрэ?
Да. Сэ китаибзэкӏэ сыщыпсалъэкӏэ тэмэму сопсалъэ.
Псынщӏэу уопсалъэрэ? Хьэмэрэ хуэму уопсалъэрэ?
In general or often?
In general.
Okay. In general, псынщӏэу сопсалъэ.
Псынщӏэу уопсалъэ. Хъунщ тӏэ. Нур,
Janti.
уэ куэдрэ хьэмэрэ зэзэмызэ псынщӏэу уопсалъэр?
Сыт хуэдэ бзэ?
Инджылыбзэкӏэ.
Инджылыбзэкӏэ сэ куэду псынщӏэу сопсалъэ.
Уэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ ущыпсалъэкӏэ, уэ тэмэму уопсалъэрэ?
Сэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ тэмэму сопсалъэ.
Уэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ тэмэму ущыпсалъэкӏэ, уэ псынщӏэу уопсалъэрэ? Хьэмэрэ хуэму уопсалъэрэ?
Сэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ хуэму сопсалъэ.
Уэ хьэрпыбзэкӏэ хуэму уопсалъэ. Хъунщ. Заншауэ,
Сыт?
уэ инджылыбзэкӏэ ущыпсалъэкӏэ, уэ псынщӏэу уопсалъэрэ? Хьэмэрэ хуэму уопсалъэрэ?
Сэ сыщыпсалъэкӏэ инджылыбзэкӏэ I got myself mixed up how to put that all together correctly.
You started correct. Së ingjilibzëçë së shqipsalëçë. When I speak English.
Do you say yinjilibzëçë first?
It doesn't matter. It's very flexible.
Okay. Yinjilibzëçë së shqipsalëçë. And then would I just put the psënshu sopsalë?
Psënshu sopsalë.
Okay.
Put it all together for me.
Së yinjilibzëçë së shqipsalëçë psënshu sopsalë.
Okay. Së të naj. Wa kitayibzëçë të mëmu u psallëfërë?
حوا سا كتايبزتشا سالرقم
وبسالرقم زي ومبسالرة
زي سوبسالرقم
زي وبسالرقم راشي تممو وبسلفرقم زي ومبساطلة تمام وبسطلة فرقم
انت
بشقة بج حرب بزتشة تمام وبسطلة فرق
انت حرف بزتشا تمام سوب ساتلة
وحرب بزتشة وش بساطلة خمو همر بسنش وبساطلة
سا حرف بزتشا سشب ساتلة سنشو سوب ساتلة
بسنشو وبساطلة تمام وبساطلة أرى
سنشو يتشي تمام سوب ساتلة
سنشو يجي تمام وبساطلة تمام yes, Yanal is correct in Circassian. France is frange. And so Frenchibza, French language is frangibza. Frangibza. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rakan.
ست
Wahuamu were a sibza whoopsathra.
ززمزة ورسبزة سبساخة
Zazamiza whoopsathra were a sibza.
تك
Talpaja. Pazapsatha were a sibza.
What does that mean?
Pazapsatha. Talk to me in Russian.
Oh, привет, как дела?
Привет, Katida. What quad Sandra Wija would a sibzacha? Have you studied Russian for a long time?
And no, actually, very short time.
Very short time.
Yeah.
What would a sibzacha wishapsacha tamamu wupsatra?
حوا سا ورسبزج تمامكم. Can you say it? Not
Tamamu subsatrkum.
تمامو سبساخركم.
Tamamu wupsatrkum. Harpibzacha tamamu wupsafra.
حرببزج تمامو سبساخر.
Harpibzacha wishapsacha psinchu hamrakwamu wupsatra.
حرببزج سيشبساخر سنشو سبساخر.
Psinchu wupsatra. Quadra wupsatra wa?
طه كوادرو حرببزج سبساخر.
Wupsatra.
حوا
Hey, what quadra wupsatra? What quadra wupsatra? How our wupsatra rekum? Sit paj. What's true? Quadra subsatra. How is a subsatra rekum?
only in Arabic.
Harpibzacha subsatra. Subsatra.
طه حرببزج سبساخريش.
Nta, khonsta. Yinal, wupsawi'a.
And ta upshasi'a. So you just mentioned that if you want to say that I don't speak well, you say satamam subsatlarkum. But would one also not interpret that as I'm good at not speaking?
No.
How
I'm
come?
good at not speaking.
Yeah.
No,
So how would one say that?
I'm good. Simupsatra. That's a weird statement. I'm good at, like, I know what you're saying. You could say like, I'm good at keeping secrets. You know,
Well, no,
I don't.
because like if you translate it literally in your head, it's like I'm good, not speak.
So here's the thing. Satamemu subsatrakum. Not quite, because tamam by itself means good or proper. Tamemu is adverbial form. So tamemu is applying to the verb of your speaking, right? So it would be like saying, I speak not goodly.
Right.
And because goodly, which doesn't exist in English, is an adverbial form, we know that it's applying to the verb.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, hope so.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, give me a second. Я не хорошо говорю.
Yeah.
It's the same, it's exact same word order.
Yeah.
you know. ختم بسلال. Albert, وبسل Margarita كنجاوة دي أش. Margarita. شوقي بسنشو بساترة.
انت شوقي بسنش مبساثة.
بسنشو مبساترة. شوقي شبساترة تمامو بساترة. شوقي شبساترة.
اوكي.
شبساترة تمامو
شوقي
بساترة.
انت how شوقي شبساترة تمامو مبساثة
بساتركم.
بساتركم.
I'm going to teach you guys. I'm going to teach you guys a funny word. I'm going to write it and then I'll tell you the literal meaning and then I'll tell you the slang meaning. So I have to switch alphabets in my brain. Hang on. Okay. Apaterach. Okay. So apaterach. I'm not sure how to exactly translate this for you. So it means sloppy, but we have this term in English, half-assed, like you did a half-assed job. You didn't put your effort into it. You did it, but you just did it to get done, right? Half-assed. So you guys know I'm still learning myself. So the other day, and my son is 7. So as he learns, I learn. My son is sometimes my best teacher. So I see him doing his homework and he's just writing his name. He's doing everything sloppy. He knows all the answers because he's a smart kid, but he's doing everything sloppy. So I told him, I said, I literally said, like that, half butt, half-buttedly, don't do it half-assed. And my wife, who's a native speaker, she turns around, she starts laughing. What did you just say? I said, half-assed. She goes, that, and she's like, she's like, the American part of my brain thinks it's really funny, but the Circassian part of my brain is just like, no, you don't say that, right? So the word is apaterach. So apa means your finger. Apa is your finger, okay? Ahuamba, apa, they both fingertip actually. Apa. Ahuamba is finger, apa is fingertip. Terach means it is putting it on it. It's just, it's something we put into verbs. It means that it's putting it on it. So you're putting your hand on something. So when we say apa terach, it means like you're just putting your fingertip on it. It's sloppy. You're not grasping it with your hands to do it. You're just putting your fingertip on it. Apa terach. So it means sloppy, but it's also, it kind of means half-assed. This half-assed is not a polite word. It's not a bad word, but we wouldn't use it in professional company because it has the word ass in it. Apaterach is perfectly fine. You can use it in front of older people, younger people. There's nothing bzaja about it. So apaterach. So the reason it comes to my mind is Margarita, she's like, how a shogi tamamu? And I could see she was thinking like, he's sloppy. Maybe that's the word you're looking for. So I thought, shogi apaterachu mapsasha. He speaks sloppily.
Shogi apaterach mopsatla shogi sabish.
Shogi sabish. Yijiri ze'asha. He's still learning. Yeah. Albert, do you have a question?
What is the word for lap?
Lap? Like sitting in my lap?
Yeah.
Quash.
Okay.
So before I was doing a conference call for work and my daughter was having a meltdown. So even though I was working, I said, Sabina, come sit on my lap. Come sit on my lap. Quash.
I thought that uppa was lap for some reason.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Apsha is hug. Apsha is hug.
Uh-huh.
Apsha qaswash, give me a hug, or make for me a hug. Qaswash. Apsha qaswash, make for me a hug, give me a hug. But appa is fingertip. Ahwamba is finger. Apaterach, sloppy. Inal. Whoopsawia.
I've always heard atosha as hug.
Say it again.
Atosha.
Atosha. That sounds to me like a Circassian Russian hybrid word.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hang on.
I remember a kid is like always atosha bye, and bye is like kiss.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be
I'll ask my
some.
parents.
There's a word you might know what this is. In the Caucasus, everyone has that garage type thing that's long and narrow and has one wall missing from it. And there's a word for it in Russian. Say it again.
Navis?
Navis. So there's a Russian expression, pod navis.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's like a place.
It's so pod is under, navis is the thing. So this is actually a Circassian thing. I forget the Circassian word for it, but the Russian word for it is navis. And pod navis is underneath this thing. So what lots of Circassians in Nalchik say, I'm guessing in Sherjes too, nako pod navisim taqawuvinus. Let's go. They're taking pod navis and they're making it a noun. And then they're saying, and what they're really saying is, let's go stand under the thing. So there's a lot of weird expressions like that out of the Caucasus. I'm guessing what you're saying for a hug is some, because like even here, like, chiripaka, we use the word chiripaka in my house all the time. It means turtle, like, what would chiripaka? Yeah, get dressed more fast, more quickly. Don't be chiripaka. Even Maydeen, my daughter, she knows chiripaka, right? Maydeen, chiripaka. So,
okay.
Okay.
I'll ask. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's continue on, right? So this is the last sequence in this verb, right? And what we're learning is all of these different ways that we can say things. And instead of going through these very boring grammatical drills, we're just using this verb organically, okay? So a couple of lessons ago, I asked Ola, come off the mute for a minute. And I said, I'll say it now. I say, what universitetum ora? And what does that mean, Ola?
Where's my university, or which university I go to?
I didn't go there yet. So I say, what universitetum ora? Do you go?
Do you go to university?
University. Okay. And then you could say, sokwa. Yes, I go. Now, in English, we can say, I go to university, right? And we can equally say, I study at university, right? Interchangeable. Same thing in Circassian. Sa universitetum sokwa. Sa universitetum soja. Soja. Now, and that is a grammatically correct statement. Soja. Soja. Yejen is to read or study. Yejen. Soja. So Ola, how do you think I would say you read or study?
Was soja?
Wowoja.
Wowoja.
Right? Sa sopsatla, wowopsatla. Sa soja, wowoja. Right? We're starting to get that comfort with that, right? Now, if I ask you though, where do you study? Okay, let's say I like to study at the cafe. Sa cafeum sashoja. Sashoja. So that's what we're learning here. This sho, it shows a time or place. Now, we saw a glimpse of this before I introduced this concept. Sishipsasha. Sishipsasha. actually, this is when I speak in. I have to say it twice. I speaks in Circassian language. I speak in the Circassian language. When I speak in the Circassian language, okay, so this is a little glimpse of this. Sho or sh, it depends on the verb, it depends on a lot of things. This shows a time or a place. Okay, so here, the boy is speaking at school. He is speaking at the school, at school. Okay. So then here, sa, we all know sa sopsasha, wo wopsasha, ar, mopsasha. We all know that. But now if I'm saying I'm doing this activity, psasha, at a certain place, I would say sa wunam sa shopsasha. I'm speaking at home. Wa tequanum ushopsasha. You are speaking at the store. Ar lejapum shopsasha. He is speaking at work. Okay. So we're gonna play with this a little bit, and we're gonna build everything up, and then we're gonna go into breakout rooms, and we're gonna practice all the things that we've learned. We're actually in today's breakout room, we're gonna do 2 breakout rooms. And what we're going to do, you guys are going to mix up your groups a couple of times. We're going to tell something. Well, I'll get to that in just a minute. So, but right now, let's just play with this. Okay. So everybody open up your microphone. All right. Mute is off. Class.
Sit.
Shaler yajapum shopsasha. Ooh.
Oh.
Shaler yajapum shopsasha. Sa yajapum sa shopsasha.
Hawa.
Hawa.
Oh,
Sa si wunam sa shopsasha.
Da.
Та sa si wunam sa shopsasha. Та. Inal.
Sit.
What to quanamush us?
Hawa sa unam sa shash.
Well, wanamush us. Egypt's to upsashra.
Nta Egypt's to subsatla.
What wanamush upsashra?
Sa unam sa subsatla. Nta.
What wanamush upsashra? Paj. Ola.
Sit.
What Egypt's to lejapamusha?
Hawa. Egypt's to winam sa shopsata.
Egypt's to what wanamush upsashra? Paj. Paj. What wanamush upsashra? Hamra taquanamush upsashra.
What?
What?
Me? Okay. So can you ask it again, please?
What wanamush upsashra? Hamra lejapamush upsashra.
Winam sa shopsata.
Wanamush upsashra. Paj. Paj. George.
Sit.
Ola taquanam shopsashra.
Hawa, ar wanam shopsasha.
Ar wunam shopsashra. Paj. Wadi wunamu shopsashra.
Sari wanam shopsasha.
Wa wunamu shopsashra. Hamra taquanamu shopsashra.
Sa wanam shopsasha.
Paj. Wa wunamu shopsashra. Zanshawa.
Sit.
Shaler yajapam shopsashra. Hamra ye wunam shopsashra.
Shalar yajapa shopsachla.
Shaler yajapam shopsashra. Paj. What are yajapam shopsashra?
Can you say it again, please?
What? Wunam shopsashra.
Nta wunam sa shopsachla.
Wa wunam shopsashra. Paj. Paj. Satanai.
أنت
Заншаwa Egyptstu lejapam shapsathra.
حوا زنشاوا ونم يوبس يوبساثة
Shopsatha. Wunam shopsatha.
ونم شوبساثة
Wari wunamu shapsathra. Hamrat quanamu shapsathra.
سا ونم شوبساثة
Wunamu shopsatha. Berzaj.
جانتي
Mush alar wunam shapsathra.
انت اش على ونم شوب ساعتلا
Peshqam. Mush alar yajapam shopsatha.
فج
Ah.
فجبها
Wa Egyptstu walajra.
انت سي جبستو سولعجة
Wa office musha'a.
حوا ونم سوشا
Wunamush as.
ونم سوش اس
Wa lejapam shapsathra. Hamara wunamu shapsathra.
سا ونم سوشوب ساعتلا
Wa shapsathra chatamamu wapsathra.
سا تمامو سوب ساعتلا
Sit khwada bzamcha.
انجلب زيتشا
Injilibzacha. Tamam. Rakan.
ست
What the quanamush as?
حوا ساوينم سش أش
Ah, wa wunamush as. Mush alar wunam shapsathra.
شعالر يجابم شو بساثة
Alar yajapam shopsathra. What are yajapam shapsathra?
حوا ساوينم ساسو بساثة
Shopsathra.
ساشو بساثة
Pej. Tamam. Margarita.
ست
Alar lejapam shopsathra. Shapsathra.
أنت شالر يجابم شو بسالة
Yajapam. Hamara lejapam.
يجابم
Yajapam.
يجابم شو بسالة قم بسالة قم
Mop.
شو بسالة قم
Alar lejapam shapsathra.
شالر يجابم شو بسالة قم
Danash alar shapsathra.
شالر يجابم شو بسالة
Pej. Pej. Albert.
ايه جانتي
What the quanamush as?
اساسي ونم سوشاش
Wunamush as. Was sit Egyptstu wapsar.
زي
Wapsathra.
صدق صف ساسة يعني
What dana wapsathra?
ونم
Wunamush
سوش
shapsathra. Hamrata quanamush shapsathra.
ونم سوشو ساسة
Ah, wunamush shapsathra. Azguru ash. Azguru ash. Meidin.
أنت
What dawashit?
سخا جنس وبشو وداوشت
Sarisa kharzinish. Wawazinsha.
Can you repeat?
Wawazinsha. Are you healthy?
أنت
Nta? Okay, khunch. We shubkhur wazinsha.
I don't know what you're asking me or telling me.
Is your sister healthy?
Meh, she's sick
Meh.
right now.
Sosa COVID khahash.
أنت
Yes, COVID yes. Nta? Yeah. We shubkhur wanamsh as. We
Are you?
shubkhur.
أنت
What do you want?
Sasisopshasha?
Okay. I asked if your sister's at home.
Oh, yeah.
Wa wanamsh as.
أنت
Nta? Wawabsathra.
أنت
Nta? Wa takwanamush bsathra. Hamara wanamush bsathra.
Can you repeat?
Wa takwanam wushipsathra. Hamra wunam wushipsathra.
Sasishopshasha Wunam?
Ah, well, wunam wushipsathra.
أنت
Puz. Okay. So we're now going to go into breakout rooms, and this is going to be I'll answer you now's question in a minute. This is going to be a really interesting breakout room. We're going to do something we've never done in the entire course yet. And we're going to do a little experiment here. Before I explain though, let me answer Yanel's question.
Shush.
Shush.
What is that word? Because it's different from the shush.
Yeah. So, I think you might be confusing a different word. So, Dana was shush. Where are you from? Dana was us. Where are you? Assuming that you are inside of a place that all four walls and a ceiling and a floor exists. So wunum such us. Wunum such us. Sa sirium such Egyptu si wunum such us. Okay. Then there's another word, shis. Sa si shantum such. I'm sitting on my chair. Shis, us, shish.
So then when we say, for example, well, in the earlier lessons, when you were asking us, like, where are you? Were you asking us where are we from or where are we at? Because, you know, when someone responded San Francisco and I said Toronto, was that where are you from or where are you at?
Let me put it all together for you.
Yeah.
Dana was shish. Dana was shish. Wunum us. Shantum. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
The third form pertains to having a roof over your head.
Yes. Then it was shush. Okay. You can also, by the way, Chicago. Is that how you spell Chicago in Russian?
Oh, it's second as an A. Chi-I-K-A-G-O.
Okay. Because yeah, okay, I did it here, yeah. Because we borrow the spelling from Russian. My spelling sucks in all languages. Okay, so Dena was shish. Where are you from? Where do you belong to? This is not where are you? This is where does your family come from? Okay, so Ola's in Toronto. I'm in Chicago. That Uri, Syrian, the shish. We both belong to Syria. Okay. Then was where are you? Where are you? Sa Chicago us. This is okay. It would be more proper to say Sa Chicago des, because you are in a place that does not have, it's an open, you say this for cities, basically. It's Sh'asin is to be inside of a place that has 4 walls, a floor, and a roof. Sh'asin. Sasi peshum s'sh'as. I'm in my room. Sepsawunim s'sh'as. I'm in the toilet. I'm in the bathroom. Okay. Shis is to sit. Sa shantum s'shis. I'm sitting on the chair.
Is the first sh supposed to be there, or is that supposed to be an S?
I'm sorry. S'shis.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. How we
Concept is clear?
Yeah.
Clear as mud?
Clear as mud.
All right. So this is what we're going to do in this exercise. We've learned a lot in this class. We've learned the basics to be able to say lots of different stuff. All right. What I want you all to do is OCD. It's CDO. You have to do it alphabetically. So what I want you each to do is trust me, close your eyes. And I want you to visualize someone you really care about that you would like to speak to in Circassian. It might be a grandparent. They may no longer be with us, possibly. It could be an aunt, an uncle, mother, father, older sibling, you know, somebody you admire. But I want you to visualize that person, someone you really, really care about. And in the breakout session, you are going to explain and describe as many things about that person as you can. Okay, that's the exercise, all right? And I'll give you an example. So the person that I'm going to choose is my wife. Okay, so I'm going to just think of all the things. I'll try to limit us to what we know in this class. And I'm just going to explain, describe my wife, right? Sasish hawasr, sasish hawasm, yitzar, margosh. Margo khajabs. Margo adigash. Margo nalchikam shish. Kafkazim shish. Wursem shish. Ar adigabzacham apsatha. Ar wursibzacham apsatha. Yinjilibzacham apsatha. Jordibzacham apsatha. Ar adigabzacham shapsatha. Tamamu mapsatha. Ar sitam deji mapsatha. Margo psatha resh. Margo wunumsh as. Psinchum mapsatha zazamiza. And that's all I know how to say, just using what we know in this class. Okay. So the goal is to think about that person that is inspiring you to speak Circassian, that person to whom you would really like to speak Circassian, right? Put your love and your feeling of that person in your heart, and then do your best to explain and describe everything you can about that person to the other person that you're speaking to. Okay. Maydeen, you have a question?
Ola had her hand up first.
No, it's
so,
okay. Go for it.
Oh, mine's just quick. I think I've asked you this before, but is DACA interchangeable for boys and girls?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify.
Gender neutral. Ola, you have a question?
How do you say grandma?
How do you say mother?
Sianam.
Anna.
Anna.
Siana, my mother. Anna is mother. So grandmother is big mama. Aneshwa.
Aneshwa.
Aneshwa. So when you put shwa at the end of something, it means big one.
Big one.
Big one. So how do you think we'd say grandfather?
just tell me what father is. Si ada,
Ada.
Adakshwa.
Adashwa.
Adakshwa.
Adashwa. Big daddy. Big daddy, big mommy. Adashwa, Anashwa.
Nakshwa. What's up?
So which, you know.
What about Nana Dada?
Nana and Dada are also acceptable, equally acceptable. I teach often Ada, Adashwa, Ana, Anashwa, because we're just learning one more syllable.
Right.
But Nana is also grandmother. Dada is also grandfather. It's almost like, I'm sorry?
Nanej?
Nanej, old grandmother. So you would never in your grandmother's presence say Nanej, but when she's not around and you're speaking to a child, you would say Ardi Nanej, right? But it's kind of like in English, those of us who speak English as a primary language, you know, people can say grandma or grandmother, grandma, grandpa, right? It's not wrong. It's different, but it's equally acceptable. Grandmother, grandma, grandfather, grandpa, and Anashwa, Nana, Adashwa, Dada.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody comfortable with the thing we're gonna do? All right. I'm gonna have you guys. We're gonna do one breakout. I thought we were gonna have more time. So I'll put you guys, do you guys want to be in groups of 2 or 3 for this exercise? 2. Let's do groups of 2. Let's do groups of 2. One of you will have 3 people in the group because that's just the way the math works. So let me
Just found out something.
What'd you just find out?
Do you prefer Margot or Margarita?
Both work.
Both. Margot and I share the same birthday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we're birthday twins. We share the same
Wow.
birthday.
Small world, huh?
I know. We just found out.
Another cool margarita that you know.
Yep, another one. I got 2 on the list so far.
You know, every margarita I've ever known has been a really cool person.
Yeah, because they all have like cool names.
So you want to know something really crazy, Margarita? My brother, my daughter's on the line. She'll verify this.
Oh, three.
My
Three
brother's
right now,
wife
yeah.
is Margarita.
Okay,
So-
make a wish.
So I'm John T. Amisha, and my wife is Mrs. Margarita Amisha. My brother is Ramsey Amisha, and his wife is Mrs. Margarita Amisha.
Tell them about the honeymoon.
What honeymoon?
Didn't you guys have the same honeymoon too?
No, we didn't have the same honeymoon, but so my wife is Margarita, his wife is Margarita. My mother-in-law's name is Marina. His mother-in-law's name is Marina. My wife is from the Caucasus. His wife is from the Caucasus. My wife is a Russian citizen. His wife is a Russian citizen. Like, you know, obviously similar. She's not Circassian. You know, that's the other weird thing. So it's not like, oh, of course, because she's from the Caucasus, but she's not a Circassian. She's you know, one of the other nationalities from the Caucasus, but it's random, you know, a little bit random. So
You guys twins by any chance?
we are not. We are not. We are not. I see Maydeen chuckling because we're not twins. I love my brother, but we're very different.
Yeah, very, very different.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you guys like the exercise in the breakout room?
Good.
Challenging.
Challenging?
Mm.
In a good way or in a bad way?
A good way.
Okay.
Ran out of things to say very quick.
Well, I guess you don't love your person very well, huh?
Well, I made a list of things that I could say, and I'm like, well, I'm through this list now. I got through it faster than I thought I would.
Okay.
Well, if only we had more words too, we would have said more, but you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Well, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. That's my daughter playing video games in the background. I'm on daddy duty tonight, so it's a long story. So the class is kind of wrapped up. There's my little one. She doesn't. Ay, what the mom? How do we There's a little, here's the virtual tour of my home office. So that's a little reading nook that I have built in. And she was so excited, she jumped and hit her head on that shelf. So
Ouch.
yeah, poor thing. Now she's playing off like, I'm totally good. I just have this nosebleed. I don't know what this causing that. Okay, so class is formally wrapped up. You know, as always, I think you guys are making tremendous progress. I really, really do. For those of you who are not able to make it to all the classes, watch the videos. I would even say watch the other classes videos, because sometimes hearing other people say the same content is more helpful than the same people that you see all the time. But, you know, so far in this class, we're only about a dozen hours in. We're not even 12 hours in at this point. And I know a lot of you were in last semester's class. Last semester, we only had about 20 hours, right? So remarkably, between 10 and 30 hours, depending on how much time you spent in this class, you guys have all been able to say a very basic conversation about yourselves, about somebody you care about, all the relevant information that somebody would ask if they're Circassian. Then there was sit, we add them yitzar sit, we add them yitzar sit, with then there was shush, right? Kind of this basic stuff, the stuff you'd cover in the first introduction to somebody. So I'm really proud of you guys. I really, really am. You know, most people, when I started to teach this, you know what they said? They said, oh, don't bother. You're going to have like 100 people register, and 3 weeks later, you'll have 0 students. And, you know, here we are in an average class, we have about a dozen people. And TPRS is like, oh, 6 or 8 people is a big class. So you know, I'm really proud of you guys. I'm super happy, super excited. I think you guys are making tremendous progress, and I think you guys should be proud of yourselves. So
Thank you.
did somebody have a
Thank
question?
you.
Did somebody put their hand up?
I did.
Mhm.
I know how to say I love you, but how do you say I love and then insert name? But like, how would you say like I love? I mean,
So tell me how you say I love you.
so fu was a shao.
Now tell me how you say I love chocolate.
So a fu was chocolate.
No. Sa is I.
Mm-hmm.
Wa is you.
Mm-hmm.
Sa, wa, ua, ua, well. So shao. I see you well. Sa wa, fu so shao. Sa chocolate, fu so shao.
Okay.
So you just replace wa with whatever it is that you want to replace. Sa adigabza fu so shao.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, you know.
The word for chicken is jadu or jadu.
The word for chicken is jed.
Jed.
The word for cat is jedu.
Jadu. But the word for chicken egg is jaducha.
Jedicha.
Jadicha. Is that the same ched that's in like a dechabzicha?
Yes. So
What does it
jedicha is egg, and it's interesting because I'm still learning. So sometimes I see things as a learner's perspective, but I've been learning for so long that the word for jedicha, I know it's egg. I think of it as egg, but what it means is the end of a chicken.
Okay, yeah, that's
because that's where the egg comes from.
Okay,
It comes from the end of a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's really interesting is, do you know how you would say? Do you know how to say snake?
No.
Blah.
Oh wait, I've heard this. What was
Blah.
it? Yeah, yeah. I've heard
Yeah.
that.
So, do you know how to say egg? Snake egg?
Blidja.
Blem yejedicha. So if we really think of it as egg. So even though it's a completely different animal called a snake,
Right.
blem yejedicha, or az yejedichum, a goose egg. Az yejedichum. It's a goose chicken egg. Everything's a chicken egg. Everything. The word for egg is chicken egg. Doesn't matter what animal it is.
So then if I were to say something like
Ships.
bzicha, would that be the tail of a snake?
Say it again.
Bzicha.
One more time.
Bzicha, bzicha, or bzicha.
Bzecha is
Bzecha.
language. In what language?
No, but if I were to take cha and add it to the end of the word. for speak,
Blecha. Yeah, but that sounds weird. What we'd say, blemyicha. Bleyicham. Bleyicham. The end, the tail, because cha also means tail.
Right.
Bleyicham. The tail of a snake.
Okay, makes sense.
What also means tail?
Cha.
Cha.
Cha means tail. It also it can also be used to refer to the tail end of clothing, and some people use it to refer to a skirt. George, you have a question?
It's actually a tip from me to all of you guys, because so I sometimes notice that some people may find it really weird and random, like why is it like subsasha, but then when you say it negatively or in a question, it suddenly becomes subsashara with the ra and the s, like where does that come from? So I think I can give you guys a little tip. I hope it helps, because in English we have the exact same thing. Maybe you may not have noticed, but it's with the word any. So the word any in English we use in negatives, like I don't have any questions. We use it in questions, like do you have any questions? And also with if, like for example, if you have any questions, please let me know. But we don't use it in normal positives, like
I have any questions.
I have that in Circassian with the ra and s as well, like any. Yeah, I hope now it makes more sense to you guys. It's the same concept.
Random stuff. Yeah, ignore the details, just go with it. Good point. Good point. Did somebody else have a question or comment?
I had something. I was gonna ask everyone, actually, this is to the whole class, if anyone has yet to have had dialogue with, a friend or a new person in a Diabza since they started this class, and like how it went. I was just curious, being native or semi-native speaker, if
I speak to my
I
try to
did.
speak to my parents. I often speak to my extended family like through WhatsApp and all that. I try to speak to them too, but limited vocabulary.
And what have their thoughts been?
They're surprised at the progress, to be honest, because they don't expect much, right?
Yeah,
They have
exactly.
the same mindset as what Janti said at the beginning. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna do it for a week and then you're gonna drop it. So
that's good to know.
They're actually remarking on your progress, not ridiculing you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
well. I mean, they
have
still,
very open-minded relatives then.
Yeah, they still correct me every second word, but
yeah. I want to see what Maydeen says, because she was saying that she talks to people too, but I'm really curious. Like I know Homeland people. I'm married to one of them, right? So, oh, you're learning Circassian. Yeah, where? On the internet. The internet, that's a fad. Who's teaching you? Some guy in America. America, those capitalist, people, like some guy in America on the internet who's Syrian, not even a native speaker. It's like, what next? You're going to tell me that you buy things on the internet too with a thing called a credit card that's not even real cash? Like, I'm just curious if you've gotten into that detail with them and what their reaction has been.
Well, I've told my cousins that I'm learning we say Circassian online from a Syrian in America who learned the language himself, and the most thing that they're amazed by is that you're teaching us Adirabzicha in English and not in Russian.
Yeah, that does blow a lot of people's minds. Yeah. It's
John,
funny.
I met I told someone back in Homeland that about you and that you're teaching all these people at Diabza here in America. And he's like, John T. He's like, I know John T. He's like, I met him when he came to Homeland.
Yeah.
Like, oh. His name is Murat. He owns he has an Instagram page called Rehania. And
Rehania. Murat, does he live he lives in Israel now, right?
No, he lives in Nalchik still.
Okay.
I forgot
He
his last.
owns a bookstore. He owns a bookstore.
Yeah, he owns a bookstore.
Which one?
Sidra bookstore?
Sreda.
Sereda bookstore. We met him when we went to Nalchik.
Okay.
Yeah.
Murad from Nalchik.
Oh
my God, is that like Enzor in Istanbul?
I'll message you his name.
Yeah. Maydeen, who are you speaking to that's a native speaker?
Oh, well, they weren't native at all. They actually speak a little bit of Russian. And I was telling her, she's a friend from school. I was telling her about the class, and and she was asking about it because I mentioned that it was, it has the Cyrillic alphabet and, very similar to Russian. And I started speaking it, and she was like, your pronunciation, you can tell you're American, but you could tell that you're at least trying. So she kind of gave me a backhanded compliment with it. But she was able to tell what I was trying to pronunciate. She wasn't able to tell the word, but she was able to tell the
sound.
Yeah, the sound. And it was interesting because nobody ever knows what I'm trying. They either think I'm like about to vomit, or like they think I'm like just like spewing out different things. But it was very interesting, and I was telling her about Adigabza and the language class. She's not a native speaker, but I tried to speak to somebody.
I got it. Anyone else speaking to other Circassians?
I spoke to Mama. I spoke to my mom.
Oh yeah?
A little bit in it, and she was like, "You're not doing too bad." And then that was that. That was the end of that conversation. That was all.
You got to call my parents and be like,
I know. I have to call Tata.
Yeah.
I have to call Tata and be like, "What's up, G-Ma? How do you say big mama?"
Aneshwa.
Aneshwa. What's up, Aneshwa?
Yo, Aneshwa.
Yo.
Anyone else try speaking to other Circassian speakers? Margarita, I think you spoke to your mom, right?
Yeah, she was very amused. Yeah, she did not have any kind of, suspicious reaction to you being a Syrian American. She said it's quite impressive and wonderful.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Were you able to have a meaningful conversation?
Lately, yes.
Cool. That's excellent. Rakan, how about you?
Yeah, actually, I'm not using the language, but my brother is learning the Western dialect. So I talk to him every day, like just, pointing out the difference between both. And actually, we did find so many, let's say, common words. But yeah, for example, when you say qam in Kabardey, they say up.
Yeah.
And F is kha is F. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're figuring out something.
We mafaf.
Yeah.
I have 2 or 3 Abazak. Actually, I have 2 or 3 Abazak speakers in my Eurasian class, and we now have 4 German speakers. And you talk about getting a little bit of a headache sometimes. In that class, one of the guys came and he brought his son, and his son speaks some of the Gebza, some English. And I turned to him, I'm like, okay, let me, I'm like, and I was like, wenn ich sage ein bisschen auf Englisch und du kannst nicht verstehen, fragt mir und ich will, wenn ich kann, auf Deutsch erzählt es wie ich. And he was like, I mean, my German's terrible, but he was like, du kannst Deutsch? I'm like, ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch. Es ist eine Zeit gewesen, dass ich mein Deutsch jeden gesprochen habe, aber ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch, wenn ich will, wenn ich muss. So it's interesting to see other people come out, and like they get encouraged, like, hey, this guy's butchering German, but if he's okay butchering German, I'm okay butchering Circassian, so we can try to communicate a little bit with each other. So, yeah. Anybody else talking to other Circassians or experimenting outside of the class? Ola, I feel like you want to say something, or what's going on with you?
No, not really. I mean, I think the last person I spoke to was Rakan. Funny. We talked about it in person, like last time I saw him. Mm-hmm. And actually, for people like me, I don't really have a lot of people around me to speak Circassian to. Mm-hmm. So I'm like always begging someone to like hop on a Zoom call or practice with me. So if anybody ever want to do it, I'm free. I'm here.
Here I am.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I half joke. There's 6 Circassian speakers in the entire state of Illinois, and 4 of them live under my roof. So I get it. I get it. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying yourselves. I'm enjoying myself. These are, by the time we're done in April, you will have gone through 50 hours of TPRS training, and I will have taught for 100 hours. And that's not including the amount of time it takes to prepare the PowerPoint slides, proofread them, run them through, do my lesson plans, all that other stuff. So, you know, this is a highlight of my week. I'm having a tremendous amount of fun. I hope you guys are too. I'm glad that you see and give yourself credit for the amount of time, for the amount of progress that you guys are making. And like I said, part of this is adapting, not modifying TPRS, but adapting TPRS for the unique circumstance that is Circassian. And that's why, if you'll notice, rather than these characters, I'm trying to bring everyone back to that special person that gave them that inspiration to speak Circassian. I'm trying to bring in things you would never see in a textbook. Then it was just, we wouldn't, what's your family name? You wouldn't see that in a normal textbook, but that's what Circassian people ask, right? So, you know, then all the verbs, if you notice, I really try to personalize what I know about your personal life. I know all of your fathers and mothers' names, but I ask you all the time so you get super comfortable saying these things, right? So I'm doing my best to try to really connect this to our culture, and then connect the language not only to our culture, but to each one of your familial circumstances as well. So, all right, guys, I will see you Monday. Side note, Klingon. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. Any last questions or thoughts before we wrap up for the week, guys? All right. Still going to say this summer, unless COVID phase 7 hits or whatever it is, I'm hoping to be in Nalchik, and I hope to see as many of you as possible.
Up on that.
You're there, Janti.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Was